I'm always worried that Nate is going to make me look like an asshole. Because, like, here's
You
what I
don't
can
need
say.
Nate's help to do
I
that.
think that Adolf Hitler did not do anything wrong.
So, Mitch, you haven't been on the podcast since we were, like, in its infancy, really. Like, we didn't have any followers when you were on, and now we're worldwide known around the world.
Broadcasting internationally.
Do we have followers?
Well,
At
let's
least
see,
ourselves.
1, 2, 3. There's 5 people in this room, plus you.
And I've never listened to the show before.
My mom almost listened to it.
I have not heard a single episode of this show.
Ben from work listened to it at least once.
Oh, there we go.
So-
That's 7.
And I have had a lot of people tell me they want it on an actual podcast service.
Well,
Okay, well, now it
Let
is.
the people know.
But now they're there.
That's a
In case
big
you're listening
announcement.
to this, the I'd Rather Be Rich podcast is now officially supported on iTunes. And Nate, what's the name of the other service right
Google Play.
Google Play, Podiant, Stitcher, basically
Oh, it's on
anywhere.
Stitcher.
It's on
Yeah.
Stitcher.
Oh, man. Oh, my car has a Stitcher application interface, so all I need is Stitcher on my phone, and we are
Yeah.
good to go.
Oh, I've been boycotting Stitcher.
Why?
I don't know what it is.
So, I have a question.
Yeah, what's up, what's up?
It's geared toward Najim, really. So I was listening to the podcast, and I heard you say a word. I heard you say the word soda, and I was wondering, what the fuck is soda? What the literal fuck is that?
I say soda only to bother people.
Well, consider me bothered, sir.
It is absolutely pop. But when I'm with people who call it pop, I call it soda.
Yeah, you're a soda troll.
Yeah. He wants to trigger people.
I do
works.
it in more things than just soda.
I'm triggered right now.
Yeah.
I've been triggered since I got here.
You know what is going to untrigger all of us, though? Is when the new movie About the Room comes out in about, like, 3 days. The Room taught me a lot of valuable movie lessons, to be honest, when we watched it together.
I cannot.
How to
go
reuse the
for-
sex scene?
It's no weather permitting.
Well, basically, that should just be your sex ed class right there. You should just show it. And then
Just
the man puts
Then the
his...
kids will practice abstinence forever.
Yeah, exactly, because there's no way that you can actually have sexual intercourse with a woman when you're thrusting into her hip.
You have never tried.
Yeah.
Oh, have you?
Yes.
Okay. How's that worked out? How many
Not
kids
well,
so?
but it works.
I'm just trying to
It's
find...
a safe form of birth control.
It's like ear sex.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was
Are you
wondering if we were going to bring
Al,
that up.
are you telling me you never fucked somebody in the ear
Ear.
right now? Is that
Oh
what
my
I'm
god, I
hearing?
can't believe... I'm abstinent now.
Richie V, what's been going on in the world?
All right. So Quentin Tarantino is supposedly going to make another Star Trek, which I.
Wait. Quentin
Tarantino's making the Star Trek?
Yeah. So supposedly him.
Yes!
This is cool.
Supposedly
Guys, it's happening.
Tarantino
It's finally
told
happening.
J.J. Abrams that he wants to make a Star Trek.
He can do what he wants.
Are you sure you're not confusing it with Trek actor Zachary Quinto, or
No,
Tarantino wants to make a Star Trek movie?
Tarantino wants to make.
I might finally see a Star Trek movie.
That pretty much sounds pretty awesome.
The Star Trek movie we deserve, guys.
House of Cards is going to resume its final season, and it won't include Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I want them to actually kill him off then. I want them
In
to...
real life.
I want them to pay... Yes, in real life. They should pay Kevin Spacey for like 10 seconds in the first scene of the season where he just gets shot.
No. They should take him out of the series and never explain what happened to him.
That could be it too.
Just like swap Kevin Spacey out for a woman, but have it be the same character.
Yes.
No, swap him out with the...
Like they did on Cosby Show, where Aunt Viv changed and they wanted like nobody to notice, but she was noticeably worse.
The only line in which we hear anything...
Or no,
different-
sorry, not Cosby
Did you just
Show,
assume my gender?
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Fresh Prince,
Yeah,
yeah.
wow.
Wow,
I'm sorry.
racist much.
I apologize big time to the Fresh Prince for being infinitely better than the Cosby Show.
Yeah,
and
especially because you
associating
referenced
Cosby
Bill
Show.
Cosby.
They should replace him with the rib guy from the
Fuck Bill
earlier
Cosby.
seasons.
Another rapist.
I think they should replace Kevin Spacey with Kevin James. not just
Shut
in this
up.
role as Frank Underwood,
In
but
life?
I think retroactively they should digitally replace every Kevin Spacey film. And
So what
TV
you're
show.
saying
Like,
is
I
you
wanna
want
see-
George Lucas to direct the House of Cards remastered edition. Not to bring up, Marvel versus DC again, but Marvel kind of dropped that trailer about a week ago now. Let's just talk about a bit about Infinity War and just some of the things that I'm really interested to see what come out of it. And
Like
what
Thanos looking like crap.
He doesn't look like crap. He's actually wearing like the stuff. They're waiting until he gets all of the Infinity Stones into his gauntlet before he can get like his full armor thing.
No, but I think Brendan's alluding to
CG.
him looking like maroon instead of purple and different.
Oh,
like
that's
the
just
other
lighting.
movies.
It looks like at this point that Disney is going to acquire at least all the movie stuff from 20th Century Fox. In Infinity Wars Part 2, there's still time for them to photo shoot Hugh Jackman in there.
Please.
And I'm going to be so sore if that doesn't happen.
Please give me
I
Wolverine.
don't care if Disney rules the world. If they have to manufacture it, fine. As long as two things happen. One, I get Kingdom Hearts 3. And two, that they get Hugh Jackman into an Avengers movie.
You'll get Kingdom Hearts 3, it just won't be before 2020.
Oh yeah,
I'll win
speaking
the
of which, just so we immortalize this again, we were at a party like a week ago, and Rich made me a bet in which Rich will pay for my copy of Kingdom Hearts 3, provided that it comes out before 2020. If it comes out after that date, on January 1st, 2021, if it comes out any later than that, I will owe Rich a copy.
Later than that, or on or later.
As soon as it's Happy New Year on
2021.
2021.
What
But
did-
anyway, getting back to Infinity War, I love exactly what they've done with
In
this
America.
movie.
Has to be in America.
Has to be in America.
You love what they've done with the movie. There's only been a trailer.
Yeah, and it's already better than Justice League. Yeah,
That's
I
not
said it.
setting the bar high.
I just love what they've done with the characters. It looks interesting. I'm still not sure where they're going with the whole like Avengers 4 thing. I'm also interested who they're going to kill off. My bets are personally this is probably going to be Steve Rogers' last couple of movies.
Oh,
Here.
and that's gonna hurt so much.
Yeah, but they have Sebastian Stan for the next 7, so
I
he's
know, but
gonna Winter Soldier.
Oh, okay.
I love
Is he
Chris
contracted
Evans.
for that long?
Yeah, this is going to be the 10th year of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I'm just really impressed at how consistent and stuff they've been
I'm just glad to get more Vision.
for a little bit anyway.
Yeah, I just like that he's Jarvis incarnate.
Jarvis Incarnate, call it punk band. Dibs.
Who would you consider like Vision's DC counterpart?
Red Tornado.
Red Tornado? That's
Yep.
what I was thinking.
You're just putting colors next to natural disasters.
That's what
not a
DC
superhero
did
thing.
for years.
Yeah, Blue Hurricane,
friggin'
White Lightning.
Black
Those
Blizzard.
aren't real.
No, they totally are real. There's also Black Lightning as well.
Wait, is Blue Hurricane real?
Green
I
Tsunami.
think so, yes.
Yeah,
hope
but
not.
Black Lightning is going to be the team.
What about Green Tsunami?
Well, there's a lot of things named after green. I mean, DC has been doing this
Green
with their
Lantern.
Power Rangers. They
Yeah,
have
like a
Star
lantern natural
Sapphire.
disaster.
Yellow snow.
Okay, that's very
Black
good.
Hand. I mean, yeah, you can't make this up. DC for a long time basically came up with their villains.
The invisible hand.
No, I watched the big CW TV crossover and Red
Okay.
Tornado made an appearance in it, and I'm like, you know what? That's basically Vision.
Yeah, Red
except
Tornado.
a robot.
Yeah, Red Tornado is more of a robot, but well, Vision is an android technically. But yeah, both are pretty close. So
Semantics.
semantics.
Potato.
So basically, when Fox sells off basically everything it owns to Disney, which is reportedly worth $60 billion worth of assets, according to CNBC, it would require basically it leaves Fox with only Channel 6 Fox, Fox News, and Fox Sports.
That's a lot.
I'll be honest.
enough.
I would love to see Disney take over Fox News.
Not happening.
Can you just
Not happening.
imagine how? I know it would never happen, but could you just imagine how funny that would be?
Well, there'd just be a new Fox News.
Disney News.
No,
Fox
no one
and
would
the
call-
Hound News.
No one would call Fox News when it'd just be like One American News.
When American,
So
everything stays the same, but instead of Fox raging against poor people, black people, and gay people, they just shifted over to Jewish people.
yeah. All right. So basically, they're also going to
You know.
acquire all like FX, FXX, National,
FXXXX.
National Geographic. I guess they're acquiring all of James Cameron's Avatar movies
Oh God!
until 2050.
Yeah.
I
was-
hope he passes away.
Rich, can I ask you a serious question? I want an honest answer from you.
What?
How long, in terms of months, years, whatever, do you think until Disney owns all of us?
When Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out.
All right,
That's not in months.
all right. Wow.
The one part of the deal that I
started
didn't
again.
know that I thought was the most interesting was the fact that I didn't know Fox owned 30% of Hulu, Disney owned 30% of Hulu, Comcast owned 30% of Hulu,
Fuck Comcast.
Time Warner owned 10%.
Fuck
Fuck Time Warner.
So now when
That's
this deal
100.
goes through,
Spectrum, please.
Hulu will now become the majority owner in Hulu. So a lot of people are now
So they're
wondering,
gonna throw all the other shit out.
So a lot of people are wondering, will they just, instead of doing their own streaming service, will this just become their streaming service?
Probably.
Well, isn't Runaways
A lot
already
of
there?
people are wondering
Yeah,
it,
but
but
like-
I'm not one of them.
Yeah, because you don't care. but
Yeah,
that's
Disney
fine.
Well, I
streaming
have
service
Hulu.
will probably just become Hulu.
I never
like-
use it. I pay for Hulu and I never touch it. And I'm too lazy to cancel my subscription, so
I think 60%
How do-
isn't good
what do you
enough
mean
for
you're too
Disney,
lazy?
right? Like, for
I have it on autopay and I
Why don't you just go to Hulu.com and cancel it?
right now,
Yeah,
let's
I'm not
stop
gonna
the
do that.
podcast. We're gonna.
I mean, I'm
live
assuming you only pay for
unsubscribe.
the $7.99 a month version.
That's
I
all
wanted to buy the more expensive version,
Do
but
you
I
pay for
couldn't
the
figure out
commercial
how.
version or the non-commercial version?
The commercial one.
Okay, so
I
you
couldn't. I tried to upgrade, couldn't figure out how, and then
You
that's
click
when
the
I
button that
stopped.
says
you add-
no commercials.
Can you at least just read your login info so that somebody out there could use it? You're just letting it go to waste.
Yeah, it's longdongsilver at gmail.com.
And the password.
Brendan is cool 69.
All right, so breaking news.
BBC all the time.
So breaking news
Really?
alert.
You like
We're
British
getting
shows?
meta talked here. Our friend Ben says DMX released Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. If anyone is interested, is this
Yeah.
a new version of Rudolph the
Yeah,
Red-Nosed
I heard
Reindeer?
about that. It was released as part of the Spotify singles.
Any good?
I haven't heard it yet.
I like
It's so
him.
good.
It's,
Have you not listened to it yet? It's
No.
it's delightful.
I think it's too produced. I like it, but I like the original him just freestyling with him pounding on a desk to give it the beat.
Oh, I gotta check that out. That sounds pretty
It's
cool.
it's the truth.
You've
But it-
never seen this?
I haven't seen
I have no.
It is amazing.
Okay, I'll take your word
It's
for
You
it.
know
Amazing.
Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Come on, Rudolph the Red. No,
This actually happened, and I haven't heard that. Oh, I
You
You
gotta
have
take a
not
listen
heard this.
now.
That blows my mind.
I will listen to it immediately after.
Oh, it's
Don't you
wonderful.
spend lots of time on the internet?
No.
Mitch, what do you
I try
think?
and stay away from the internet as much as humanly possible.
Okay, well, it does give you cancer, so.
Yeah, it does.
And they were gonna give him like a lyric sheet because it was an original like radio interview. They're like, "Oh, do you think you could like freestyle Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer for us? We have the lyrics printed out." He's just like, "No, I already know the lyrics. I don't need that." And he knows it all. It was beautiful.
I'm just gonna make
I'm paraphrasing.
one
I love
final-
DMX.
One final point. I am glad that Disney is buying Fox instead of Comcast because no one likes Comcast. Let's be perfectly honest; they're a terrible company.
Cable companies, man.
Disney will eventually own everything.
Disney go and give it to
They
you.
won't own my dick.
What?
Nothing.
I had no idea how close Cincinnati was to Kentucky.
Yeah, it's like half of Cincinnati is in Kentucky.
Right, like you just cross a bridge and it's boom,
Really?
Cincinnati. Or boom,
Yeah.
Kentucky if you're going the other way.
Yeah.
One of my first times in Kentucky, I was like, I'm gonna go rock climbing, and so I go in the closest climbing gyms in the University of Cincinnati, which is in the middle of the city of Cincinnati. So I get there and I'm like trying to find this fucking rock climbing gym, and like I'm looking for people and stuff like that. I'm like in shorts and a muscle shirt, and I just have like a backpack on. I'm like, excuse me, do you know where I can find the climbing gym? And they're just like, what the fuck are you talking about? We don't even know the school has a climbing gym. And I'm just like, need a burrito, and I got lost in the University of Cincinnati. And then I found it, and it was the most pitiful climbing gym. That's right, you heard me, University of Cincinnati. Yeah, your climbing gym is shit, okay? It's got like, what? It's got like
found
20,
it. We found
20 feet of boulder and like a very small amount of like rope climbing, okay? Don't
Sorry,
call yourselves a gym.
Bearcats.
You are a climbing closet, okay? The people there were really nice, but you can't call yourselves a climbing gym. Call yourselves a climbing closet, okay? And then on my way out of getting once again lost in the University of Cincinnati, there's some kid
apologized
in a
to you.
fucking saxophone following me around. And then I had no idea where he was. I just kept following me every time I kept walking around.
I want to meet that kid. He sounds like a real cool person. to hang
Now,
around
was he playing the saxophone or was he just carrying it? And was it in the case or not?
No, he was playing the saxophone.
with. You know what? I think that means it's time for the rich fact of the week. Rich fact of the week. Rich fact of the week. Which fact of the week is it?
The rich fact of the week.
You are correct, sir. So for today's rich fact of the week, we were talking about Marvel movies a little bit earlier. Did you know that Rich here was actually first in line to play Tony Stark back in 2007's rendition of Iron Man. He turned down the role because he's a really nice guy. He wanted to see Robert Downey Jr. get over his addiction process and get his career right back on track. They still hang out in his mansions from time to time. This has been your Rich Fact of the Week.
He also wanted to finish school. Good for you, role model.
Good guy Rich over here. Let's give him a round of applause, guys.
Yeah, round of applause for Rich.
Give him a good old round of applause.
Pizzas, though.
Yeah, is this your
Them
topic?
pizzas. Let's
It
do
wasn't
it.
going to be deep dish. I wanted to nail Pizza Hut. Who orders these pizzas from these chains? It's crazy. The Domino's, the Pizza Hut,
Especially when
the
you live in
Papa
Buffalo,
John's.
like arguably the best pizza.
How these
area
places
of the country?
even survive is out of
cheap,
control.
that's why.
Do you mean how do they survive here in Buffalo, or how do they survive anywhere? Because we're fortunate. We're very
We're a food city.
we're privileged in
We're
terms
very
of
foodie.
pizza.
I don't know how they survive here. I
Yeah.
understand after doing stuff how they can last on, like, you know, throughway stops and other smaller parts. But, like, let me be honest. I think the last time I had Pizza Hut, I didn't have a choice. I was, like, 16. I was coming home from a swim meet and from, like, far out, and that was the only place we could stop for dinner. And I had a half-cooked lasagna. Half of it was warm, half of it was cold. That was it. I don't think I've stopped in a Pizza Hut since.
I have,
You
but
got
I
they
think-
sell lasagna at Pizza Hut?
They did.
Probably. I think
It's
part of the
deep dish, you
reason
just
is.
can't-
Oh, yeah.
different
Yeah, you just can't
pizza.
tell.
I think part of the reason is you can get so much for so little.
It's not worth it, though.
It is a good deal. Well,
It's like Little Caesars. You can get a lot of pizza,
Like,
and it's
alright,
very
so-
cheap, but it's gross, and why would you... You
To
could
be
buy
fair, at least
cardboard
Little-
for
Hey,
that
hey,
to
hey,
eat
hey,
that.
I'm going to defend Little Caesars here, okay? They're headquartered here in Michigan, so go fuck yourselves for insulting Little
They're
Caesars,
headquartered
okay?
over there?
Yes, that's why Detroit's arena is actually named like Little Caesars.
Little Caesars
Also,
Arena,
yeah,
which
because
is
the
fine.
owner is the founder of Little Caesars.
He's the Little Caesar.
Yes.
The guy that owns the Detroit Red Wings.
Yeah,
And
well,
the-
you know
and
what? The
the
pizzas are
Detroit
fucking
Tigers.
gross. That's not how pizzas were
actually
meant
not
to be.
bad for $5.
They are... You just said it, though.
yeah, $4 or $5.
That's the key.
Why do it?
That's gross. Like
Just
it's-
spend the extra money and get a good pizza.
Yeah, it'd be like if somebody has like this cheap ass gross apartment with cockroaches in it, and I go to visit it and I say, "Dude, your apartment's gross." They say, "Well, the rent's really cheap." I don't care how cheap the rent is. The point
Listen,
is,
I
your
understand if
apartment
you have
is gross.
$5 and you're starving to death, fine, get a Little Caesars pizza. But as soon as you get some money, if it's not a big deal, I'd rather spend like the $3 extra and have a good
Yeah,
pizza.
it's
It
And there's
bugs
too
me.
much.
It's like the people that buy those 10-cent pens that don't actually write.
Oh yeah, but it's such
like,
a good
just
deal.
spend more
Get a
money
Pilot
on a
G2,
nice
man. Just
They-
get a Pilot
exactly.
G2.
The NFL player safety and suspensions.
Excuse
This
me, I don't.
all
consistent.
this all stems from the most recent Bills game. Bills home to the New England Patriots. New England is up 23-3 late in the game. Bills player, cornerback, rookie Tre'Davious White makes an interception. Granted, he was clutching, grabbing, pass interfering, holding with Gronk the entire way of the route. He intercepts the ball, catches it, goes down to the ground out of bounds. He made the interception. He is lying face down, just kind of lying on the ground, waiting to get up. Gronkowski decides to blindside him as White is on the ground, drops the elbow into the unsuspecting player's helmet, into the back of his head.
Body slams him.
Body slams him. Completely malicious move, assault, whatever you want to call it. White
be
is
in
injured.
jail.
He should be in jail. That's assault. White is injured, concussion, head trauma. Gronkowski gets a 1-game suspension. 1 game. That's it.
I will say it's
Yeah.
one game more than I thought it was gonna.
It was
I
the
agree.
worst hit of the year.
It's the worst hit of the year. That's the worst hit of the last couple years
I
because it
figured-
was after the play, and that is intent to injure.
Yeah, I figured
It's not like he just jumped on top of him or just hit him after the whistle. He's lying down, face down on the field. Gronk goes over. He doesn't trip and fall on him. You can see him load up, use his elbow that has a pad, so his elbow comes out unscathed, and delivers it directly to the back of White's helmet.
There's like a Triple H body slam.
He gives him the
That's-
rock.
that's
He
the
gives him the
people's
people's elbow to the back of his head.
And then after the game, Oh, well, I'm
Oh, I
sorry.
apologize.
But
It was
the
emotion.
refs need to call holding.
I was
I'm
frustrated.
so frustrated.
If
This
you're
is a game
frustrated,
in
go
which-
hit one of the refs.
This
don't
is
hit
a
the
game
guy
in
that
which
picked it off.
Gronkowski had a very good, respectable
He had a great game.
9 receptions. It was 9 receptions,
It was something.
147.
It was
yeah?
something
Yeah.
stupid. Close,
Yeah.
like 150 yards receiving, and they're up 20 points. If you're frustrated at that point, you can stick it.
Well, imagine if he was losing. He probably would have pulled out a gun and shot Tre'Davious White.
Imagine if that elbow dropped and hit him in the neck.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you
He
just
could
get
have
scary.
actually died.
Look at what happened to
And you have the
Shazier.
NFL that says they want to crack down on head injuries and make it safer
I mean,
for their
just
players.
look what happened to Shazier in last night's game. He goes in on a completely looks like a normal
He
hit.
made a tackle.
Pulls up something in his back, and he can't move his legs for the rest of the night. Like, and that was just a mundane play. Nothing crazy happened.
No, when you had another
And then you had
instance in the game
Juju
last
totally
night.
murder Vontaze Burstfit, who
I think
can't feel
it was a
sorry
clean
for.
block.
Oh, it was a clean block. I can't feel
Which-
bad for Burstfit.
You have Steeler receiver laying a block on scumbag linebacker on the Bengals, who is a history of malicious plays and intent to injure. He puts his shoulder into his chest and lays the block down. And if it ended there, it would have been fine.
Did he get the game
But
because of what he did?
Smith-Schuster
him.
stood over and taunted him. He was awarded a 1-game suspension. So in the NFL's eyes, taunting a player that you just cleanly laid out is worth just as much of a suspension as assaulting somebody.
Basically paralyzing someone.
I mean, we're lucky that Tre'Davious only has a concussion right now.
That could still ruin his career.
Yeah, and exactly. I mean, how many other
don't
players?
mess with
look
head
at look at
trauma.
Aaron Williams. Aaron Williams was a great safety, and then he has a couple of neck injuries, and now he's out of the league, and no one will take a chance on him.
This the hit that injured Aaron Williams, the Jarvis Landry block. This pales in comparison to what Gronk
Totally,
did.
because
Completely.
because the play was over, the play was dead. There was nothing to be gained, and the fact that the Bills actually came out of that worse off. For starters, the Bills took 2 penalties during that. The Bills started off that thing instead of 1st and 10, 1st and 25.
No, it's
a joke.
It's an embarrassment.
Gronkowski should-
I know he has no history of suspension.
But
or
he
whatever.
does, though. He has been fined twice for fighting.
Yeah.
So
'Cause
you
he's
know
a
what?
hothead.
I'm sorry.
I know emotions
If
will get the
Gronkowski
best
had-
of you in a game,
Yeah.
especially as a professional where it actually matters and it's your career. I get annoyed at recreational sports all the time in my leagues, but I never get to the extent of hitting somebody.
And here's the thing, though. It's not like
Because I'm not a
Gronkowski.
fucking idiot.
It's not like
I'm not a
Gronkowski-
hot-headed, meat-headed dumbass
Yeah.
that would be checking IDs at Brick Bar every weekend if it wasn't for the NFL. I
And
used
here's
to
the thing.
love Gronk. I loved his fun attitude. I loved that he was a local boy. I loved his persona. He seems like a smart guy in terms of how he handles his money. But after that, you're no longer a local boy. Yeah, I don't care where you're from. If you're going to assault one of my home team's players, you can go fuck yourself.
And here's the
If
thing.
you're gonna assault anybody,
Anybody.
And here's the thing. If,
It hurts more because
Gronkowski-
it's a bill. If he does that to anybody, that's fine.
Yeah, if Gronk had picked up Tre'Davious White from the ground and then been like, and then got in his face and yelled and they like scuffled and that's all fine.
Even if
Whatever.
it was like the Mike Evans and whoever
Here's
was
the
it Ramsey,
difference.
whatever
There
his
was
name
an actual fight. If Tre'Davious White
That was a
decided,
shove from behind, and that was a 1-game suspension.
If
You had
Tre'Davious
the
White had
Talib-
decided he was going to pick a fight with Gronk and then Gronk had knocked his block
Gronk's
off,
going to snap him in half.
then okay, then I can't be that mad.
6'8", 270 pounds. White's
when
5'11",
Gronkowski
170, whatever
like
he is.
just people's elbows the guy with like nothing. That's just disgusting.
behind this microphone, he's a scumbag, and I hope he dies.
Exactly. But here's the
That's a
thing.
little
It's like
much.
I'm glad McDermott didn't get lost in this because I was worried he was going to be too heated. I'm glad he took his approach. Don't get me wrong. I would like to see karmatic injury that non-contact play tears his ACL done for the year. But it's just like here's the
No,
thing.
I want McDermott crossing the field and getting in Bill Belichick's face.
I will say I appreciate Belichick for apologizing in the little
So do I.
meeting of the minds after the game.
Well,
I did. I know
That's probably the
I know
most I've
McDermott had to bring it up, but I do think he was sincere. I
Yeah,
really do.
no, I think so.
He's lying through his teeth. But Belichick showed a little bit of humanity. He came right out and said that's total bullshit. I'm
Turn
sorry
on the
that
power
happened.
switch.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dick
Picks of the week.
Dick pics of the week.
You know what I'm feeling this week? I'm feeling my dick pic of the week is manners.
I like it.
Is what?
Yeah,
'Cause you know
elaborate.
what? I give all the manners. I don't receive the manners, but you know what? Let's just keep giving those manners, people.
Amen.
All right, I'll go. My dick pick of the week is going to be 2 bands. The first one, Brown Sabbath. They are a Black Sabbath cover band with a horn section, and it's kind of a funky vibe to it. They're very, very good. They only have a couple songs on Spotify, so you got to look them up on YouTube. But
Okay.
that's been my jam. And Super Soul Bros or Super Soul Brothers. It's another band. They do jazzy, funky covers of video game music. And they're very well done. So, 2 bands. If you have time and you want to listen, give them both a look. It's worth it.
Mine is going to be how ill-conceived this Winter Classic is this year. City Field, Buffalo is the home team. Tickets went on sale today. It's New Year's Day. If you go, there's nowhere to stay because everyone was there for the ball drop. So you got a hotel problem. So Buffalo fans that want to travel can't even do that. And it's just the crappiest thing the NHL could do. They took a home game away from passionate fans that have no reason to support their team but still do.
I'll go next. My dick pick of the week is you should go watch Hellsing Ultimate Abridged, which is a fantastic show done by Team 4-Star of Dragon Ball Z Abridged as the same one. They're hilarious. It's a show about vampires. It's hilarious.
My pick of the week is Marvel's Runaways on Hulu. It's comic book series based on 6 former friends that find out that their parents are running basically they're basically supervillains, and they find out that their parents are supervillains. And so then they run away and try and come back and fight them. And then they slowly develop their
What a
own
bad
superpowers.
idea. Just join in.
All right, cool. My pick of the week is trying harder. You might be doing something, and you're like, why aren't I getting the results I want? The answer is you're not trying hard enough. You gotta try harder. So that's my pick. It's trying harder.
Was that a shot across the bow at Mitch and his microphone?
No, I feel guilty about that because I was the one who told him what mic to get, and it's not working out for him, and I feel bad about it.
That's as close to an apology as you'll get, Mitch.
It's all good, dude.
Sorry.
Maybe
not
you
sorry.
should try harder. I'm killing myself. We gotta end the show.
We'll see. This has been episode 12, like the disciples, but with podcasts.
Next week we kill Jesus.
No, that is not what we do.